Welcome to another segment of Health Matters. Extended interviews with physicians, dietitians, and specialists from the University Medical Center. We use portions of these interviews on WVUA 23 News, and a podcast and web extra video of the entire interview is available to you online.
For this week's Health Matters, we are sitting down with Travis Parker, a CPR training specialist at UA. Today, we're going to talk about CPR training. Thanks for joining us today, Travis.
Thank you, Carly.
What can you tell me about the importance of CPR or being CPR certified?
Well, we always talk about how important CPR is. Being that first responder, when a person passes out in cardiac arrest, that first person who steps forward is a first responder. We always think of first responders as being the firefighter or the EMT or the paramedic, but realistically, that first person who steps forward is a first responder. They may be doing something as simple as calling 911, getting help on the way, but in a case where a person goes into cardiac arrest, their heart stops beating, they stop breathing, someone needs to do something to buy time for this person in order for them to survive.
Well, I have not had any CPR training probably since high school.
Okay.
So I was going to ask, can you show me a little bit about what you would do?
Sure. So the first thing we always tell people is when you come in, we want to make sure that the scene is safe for you to approach this patient. Mm-hmm. If you come in and let's say there's a gas leak in this room and you go up to help this patient and you don't realize there's a gas leak in here, and then you go over to help the patient, guess what? Now we've got two patients here, the responder and the patient. So the very first thing we always tell people, make sure the scene is safe before you approach the patient. Once you can approach the patient, as we're approaching, we're looking for signs of life, movement, bleeding, breathing, anything that we might need to initially go ahead and take care of. Then once we get up to the patient, we say, hey, are you okay? Are you all right? Establish unresponsiveness. If they don't respond to us, we need to get help on the way. If there's someone with me, I say, hey, go call 911, and this next step is very important, and get the AED. We're going to talk more about the AED in just a minute. So establish unresponsiveness, call for help, someone get the AED. And then once you look and see that they're not breathing, for the bystander, we don't want them to waste time trying to check a pulse. If they're not breathing, we're going to start CPR. And we expose the chest, and we find our landmarks. Here to here is the sternum on the patient. We're going to be over the lower half of the sternum and make sure that we're right above this little bony notch at the bottom of the sternum called the xiphoid process. We don't want to be putting our hand on that.
Yeah.
But right above that, we're going to interlock our fingers and pull our hands back so all the weight is right here on the heel of the hand. And we're going to start compressing. And we're going to compress. It says it takes about 40 to 50 pounds of pressure to make a good compression.
How accurate are these dummies too?
These mannequins are designed to be very realistic, just like a real person. So we're going to do what we call high quality CPR. And we call it high quality CPR. And this is one thing we emphasize. We've all seen Hollywood CPR.
Yes.
Hollywood CPR is where we're bending our elbows, we're riding on a stretcher and doing one-handed compressions, and it looks great for movies. It looks great for TV. But if we're going to give this patient the best chance of survival, if they go into cardiac arrest, we need to do high-quality CPR, which means we're going to push hard, at least 1/2 to 1/3 of their body depth. We're going to push fast, and how fast do you know?
I do not know.
Staying alive fast. So we're going to get that song in our head to stay alive. Staying alive. Just get that beat going. And it's going to be between 100 to 120 beats a minute. So if we can just think about that, some people think, well, if the faster I go, the better it is. But that's not true. The heart's like a sponge. And every time we push down, we push blood out. But then when we relax and come up, that heart's got to refill. If we go too fast, the heart doesn't have a chance to refill. So push hard, push fast, and then when I come up, I want all my weight off my hands. I don't want my hands to leave the chest, but I want all the weight because just like that sponge, I want it to be able to refill. If I hold down just a little bit, the heart can't refill. So push hard, push fast, let the heart refill. And once I start, I'm not going to stop, because every time I stop, blood flow stops. You know, we always have a saying, always keep fresh hands on the chest, because even if you're the big burly guy and you come up and say, I can help, well, that's fine, except, you know, I can do this. I'm a man, I can do this, but I get tired, and then what happens? I start leaning on the chest so that I don't let the heart refill. And so if you want to take over, you just come up beside me here, put your hands just like I got my hands, and I'm going to say, next time go, and I move, and you go right in.
Start doing it.
And you know, so you see how easy that works?
Yes.
And when we do 2 rescue or CPR, you're taking half the load off of you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about this.
Yes. To save a person's life, CPR, you're not going to restart the heart by doing CPR. All you're doing is buying time until the defibrillator gets there. So when the defibrillator gets there, this is going to be the key to saving lives. And this is the one thing we want people to really understand about a defibrillator. Don't be afraid of it. If they don't need shocking, you can't shock them. And it's very simple. You open it up, and to open it, here's a little indentation. You just pull it open. And once you open it, the second part of what you do, follow directions.
Adult mode. Remove all clothing from patient's chest.
We got to have direct skin contact to do the defibrillation.
Pull red handle
Pull red
to
handle.
reveal pads.
We see the pads,
Look at pictures on
and you can
pads.
see those pads,
Apply pads to bare skin.
and you see the picture.
Exactly as shown in
So
the
I peel this
pictures.
one off
Press
and I put it
pads firmly.
right here.
Okay.
I pull this one off
Apply
And I
pads
put
to
it
bare skin.
right here.
Exactly as shown in the pictures. Do not touch patient.
Don't touch the patient, because if I'm not fixing the shock,
Heart rhythm.
it's just trying to read the heart rhythm, seeing if it's in ventricular fibrillation.
Everyone clear.
I
Press
sweep the
flashing
body to
button.
make sure, because I'm fixing the shock. And when I do,
Shock delivered.
you've seen it on TV 1,000 times. What happens? The whole body jumps. Have you seen it on TV?
yes.
Is everybody clear? Shock, and the whole body jumps. The whole idea behind this is, once we shock the first time, we're going to do two minutes of high quality CPR just to help stimulate that heart and keep it going. And then in 2 minutes later, it's going to reanalyze. And if they're still in VFib, it's going to shock them again. So it'll continue shocking every 2 minutes until help arrives.
So, and this is in every person's work office or building, and
Every building on UA campus has an AED. So when you enter, this is one of the things that we try to teach everybody. When you enter a building on UA campus, find out where the AED is. This used to be the thing 15 years ago. Nobody wanted to put an AED in there because of liability. So I don't want that in my building, in my company, in my store, because if I have that, you know, what am I going to be liable for? Now it's exactly opposite. I need this for liability purposes, because if someone dies in my store, I don't want them to have the chance of
got one
surviving.
of those.
So everywhere, we tell everybody, when you enter a building, find out where that AED is, because time is so important here. The brain can only last 4 to 6 minutes. And if you're running around for 4 minutes looking for the AED, that's bad news for that patient.
And you never know when something can happen.
Never know.
You never know. Well, is there anything that I haven't asked that you would like to add?
Well, we do offer classes at UA. We offer what we call our SALT class. So we offer our SALT class twice a month. Every third Friday of the month is at 9 a.m. We're in the Northeast Medical Building here on campus. And then every third Thursday of the month at 6 p.m. So if you work during the day, you can come at Thursday night. If you work during the night, then you can come at 9 a.m. on Friday.
Is this just UA staff, or?
No, it's open to the general public. Anybody who wants to come, they just send me an email and they can register. It's a free class, but we want you to register so we know how many people to set up for.
Where do they go at online to register?
They can go to, they can go to our website, the UA website, and just look for SALT training, because I know Shane Doral has put it on there for us. So they can just go to UA's website and find SALT training.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and bringing everything to us and showing us how to do proper CPR training.
Thank you, Carly. Nice to see you.
It's
Thank
nice to
you
see
so
you.
much.